What's up everybody, Chase back from LittleMind.com, and in today's video I'm going to be going over 10 side jobs to make extra money for the rest of 2020. Now I'm super excited about these side jobs because they're super easy to start, super flexible with when we can do them, as well as they pay really well, anywhere from $8 to $15, $20 or even more an hour. To start this list off with number 10 is probably going to be one of the most favorite activities and easiest ways to make money on the side, and that's by using a dog walking app such as Rover or Wag. All you have to do is set up a profile online or through the app, and then your profile will stand out within the area that you live for people that are available to walk your dogs or any of the other services that they provide. And what they'll do is if somebody wants to choose you, they'll pretty much choose you and then pretty much contact you and schedule a time to see if you're available to walk their dogs on those specific days. On Rover, a lot of people, at least within my area, charge anywhere from $10 to $15 or even $20 an hour or per dog that they walk. And this is a great option to pretty much play with some doggos, get some exercise for you and the dog themselves, and just overall have some fun and make some money on the side. Now, number 9 is going to be a website called clarity.fm, and if you have any business, entrepreneurship, or tech experience in general, you can hop on there, set up a profile, and pretty much give advice to other people and help them out with whatever they want to do. With Clarity, we're pretty much able to set our own rate for our time, and then when people find your profile and want advice from you, they're pretty much going to set up a time for you to call, and then if you're okay with that time, you can approve that time or change it to a time that you're pretty much open to, and then you guys will have like a little conference call answering their questions and giving expert advice and just helping them out in general. And this is a great option to be super flexible, and we can pretty much be anywhere in the world or even from our own beds and giving advice to people and just helping them out in general. And we can pretty much make anywhere from $50 to over $100 an hour, just depending on the advice that we give and how much we value ourselves and our experience. Moving on to number 8 is by using any freelancing websites out there. I have personally used Fiverr or Upwork, and these are great options and websites to pretty much connect businesses with freelancers. So for my instance, I did not have a profile set up to help other people, but I was a customer looking for help from tech-savvy people and was wanting to outsource things that I didn't want to do, and that can pretty much kind of free up my time, and I paid those professionals to provide me with a service that I was wanting. 7 side job is called care.com. It's kind of like our first one, like Wag and Rover, where we pretty much set up a profile and then we're able to do work within our local area if people choose to hire you to do those certain things. Now on care.com, we're not limited to just dealing with pets and dog walking and stuff like that. We are still able to do those things like dog walking, dog boarding, but we're also able to do housekeeping, tutoring, pet care, elderly care, and pretty much any other things on there. There's a lot of options that you can take a look on, but care.com is a great way to pretty much have a flexible schedule to do part-time work on the side and make extra money. We get to choose the rate that we charge for per job that we want to do. Number 6 is going to be being a freelance photographer. Becoming a photographer is super easy to get started as long as you have a good camera and know how to take pictures, but it has a ton of potential. It has great flexibility because you pretty much get to choose when you want to do it and set up your schedule around those times that you're wanting to pretty much work for extra money. Now, being a freelance photographer also has a ton of potential too, because everybody out there ultimately needs pictures taken, whether that's from company headshots, family photos, just pictures in general for their Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and weddings, baby pictures, family photos, you name it. There's a ton of potential out there for being a freelance photographer, and you pretty much get to choose the rate that you ultimately want to charge to the people that hire you. Now that can be anywhere from $50 to $100 an hour or more, just depending on how much experience you have, how much exposure you have. Now, number 5 is going to be something everybody probably knows about, and that's UberLyft. Uber and Lyft are great ways to pretty much make some extra money on the side and just for driving people around. Ultimately, there are ups and downs, just like any of the rest of these that I've talked about already. But Uber and Lyft gives you the ability to drive for other people and make some extra money just for driving people around. So this is a great option. Ultimately, you can schedule this out to like doing this on the peak hours as well as the others during peak hours. Now, number 4 is going to be DoorDash, Ubereats, or Postmates. Now, these are all kind of similar and kind of work well with the last one with Uber and Lyft, mainly just doing people's errands for them. Our number 3 is going to be by helping travelers in our local areas and pretty much setting up tours for them and you being a tour guide. Now you can do this by Tours by Locals, Sharobe, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Be a Better Guide. And what this allows us to do is set up a profile and people or travelers that are coming to your local area can pretty much book you to be a tour guide or a travel guide within your local city. Now, being a tour guide also is very flexible. Ultimately, the peak hours will probably be when the most travelers come out and about, whether that's on weekends or during the week. Most travelers, whether they're foreign or domestic, pretty much kind of get out on the weekends. So you can kind of plan around that or just around your schedule in general when you think would be better hours for you. Now, being a tour guide, it can be a super rewarding experience just for helping other people, and you can get paid quite a bit of money. Now, getting paid kind of just goes off of what city you live in, how many people or tours that you give, and just how pretty much what rate you kind of charge. But some of these services might have some that they just charge a flat fee, but ultimately you kind of get to choose your own rate and fees. But it just also kind of goes off of how many tours you're able to give within that certain day. So it's very dependable on how much you put into it. Our number 2 side job is going to fall into the category of teaching, and I'm going to kind of break this up into 4 different areas of teaching. The first one is being a sub-teacher. Now, being a sub-teacher is a great way to pretty much make a decent amount of money for subbing when teachers call in sick. Now, whether that's at a public school or private school, ultimately will kind of determine the rate of pay that you receive. If you love being around students, this is also a great option, pretty much to just impact the younger generation. The next thing is being a tutor. Now, my brother kind of does this on his side, and it's a great way for students that are above like junior and senior level to pretty much tutor any students below them. Or if they're very specialized in that subject, they can pretty much just charge other students whatever they want to charge, whether if it's reasonable, to pretty much help them out in whatever given subject that they need help in. The next thing is being a daycare worker. Now, my mom kind of does this on the side, and she does this at a daycare. Pretty much she goes over there and plays with kiddos certain days of the week whenever she is available, and she gets paid for doing that. So if you love working with kids, being a daycare worker or just like getting good with a daycare can be a great option to pretty much play with young kiddos and make some money on the side. So it's super flexible. And the last one is being an English teacher online. Now, I know somebody that does this or is about to do this as well, and there's a ton of companies out there online that want you to be English teachers and teach English as a secondary language to many foreign students. I have a friend that lives over in an Asian country. I forgot which country, I think Vietnam, but he pretty much teaches English over there and has lived over there for at least the last year and is pretty much making that his entire life over there while he's traveling abroad, and that's a great option. The pay is great. Ultimately, you get to help young kiddos or even adults pretty much learn English as a secondary language. Now, also teaching English, I have a friend that I work with that she's about to teach English online and has had a ton of offers out there to trying to get her to teach English abroad as a second language and online. So there is a ton of potential out there if you do want to teach English. Now, some websites that you can teach English online are Cambly or QKids, and you can be pretty much charging or making at least anywhere from $10 to $20+ an hour for helping teach English to foreign students. Now, this is a great flexible option. You can pretty much do this from anywhere, and I think Cambly pretty much, or one of the two, requires you to have a college degree that ultimately you'll just kind of have to look at. Now, our last and number one side job is being a fitness instructor, referee, or coach. Now, being a fitness instructor has a ton of potential out there because almost everybody out there is always looking to do something to better themselves, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually. Everybody's trying to look better, eat healthier, work out more, or work out less, while being more efficient and just look sexier. And there's a ton of potential out there for being a fitness instructor because it is almost entirely like its own little small side business. And being a fitness instructor is solely based off of how many people you ultimately take in and the network that you have. So whatever rate that you charge, it's pretty much going to be just how many people you can ultimately bring in as customers for you. And being a fitness instructor is a great way to pretty much have fun and help people get in better shape, and is a great and flexible option for a lot of those athletic people out there. Now, being a referee is also a great option. I have a friend that played volleyball throughout the weeknights, and then he refereed after his own games in order to make just some extra money on the side. And he would normally get paid anywhere from $20 to $30 per game or an hour, just depending on where he was working at the time. But I'm assuming that's going to be the kind of the same thing for a lot of the sports leagues throughout your local cities and venues. Now, the last one is being a coach. Now, it doesn't have to pertain to fitness in general. It can be a health coach, life coach. For instance, I'm going to be coaching now as an indoor skydiving flight coach. That's just another alternative. But there's a ton of ways out there you can be a coach. I have a friend, Jake Ducey, that was a kind of a life coach and law of attraction coach, business coach, and like overall just life coach, I guess you could say. But he helped me out a ton. And being a coach, you can pretty much help coach anybody to get to better results in their life. And it's primarily off of how much you value yourself, and is super flexible, or can be super flexible depending on how flexible you want it to be. Other than that, I think that wraps up this video and all the 10 side jobs that we can make extra money from in 2020. It's certainly not all the side jobs out there available. It's just the 10 best side jobs that I felt that I could get out to you guys today, and are super great ways to make some extra money, are super fun, all super flexible, and kind of goes towards a lot of different people's and a lot of people's likes. So hopefully you guys found some that you would ultimately love to do and can take advantage of in the future to make some extra cash. Other than that, if you guys enjoyed the video, click that like button below, and then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of the day, and see you on the next video.